Hello, this is Jer, and I'm in the Oxygen Kingdom. So last episode, the king wanted a dance hall, and he got it, complete with a gold statue right in the center. We also did some upgrades to the electrical circuits. Now we've got conductive wires all the way through, except for the bottom area is still on a regular wire there. That has simplified things, at least from a power perspective. I'm starting off today with pumping out some of these water places here. They were for polluted water. They never ended up really being used. I was converting polluted water to oxygen, and the idea is I was going to stop that polluted water from producing oxygen, but I never got to that status where I needed to turn them off. Anyways, my goal today is to do some automation around these critters. Right now, I'm pulling eggs out of these guys, manually hunting these guys. The kingdom is picking up eggs here and dropping them here. This one's not working. This isn't too bad, but I've got way too many critters. The king, though, may have other plans, so we'll hear from him in a little bit. With the water out of the way, we're relocating this thermoregulator over here to make room for automation of these hatches. With this regulator moved over here, now we're starting the process of moving these transformers down here. With those two transformers moved down here, starting the process of a little splash area for these critters to play in with their eggs dropped off right here. For the next part of this, bringing in all the automation to take eggs to make sure we can repopulate. Oh, we don't need any more water. We want to repopulate both the hatches and the sage hatches, and I've got two separate rooms. The top one I'm going to use for the sage hatches. The bottom one will be for the normal hatches over here. The kingdom is putting in some critter sensors. The idea, if any of these get too low, then these doors are going to close to be able to get the kingdom members to actually wrangle some of these guys. Now, one thing I just thought about this process is probably makes a little bit sense to make this one the sage hatch, where it's at the bottom, and the sage hatches are stored on the bottom, just to make that path, the logical path, a little bit shorter to connect over here. I believe we've got all the automation now, so this guy is picking up sage hatches, or sage eggs, sending it over here. It should be picking up, yeah, there it is, regular hatch eggs, sending it over here. So we're always going to have a supply of hatches and sage hatches. And then the stable, or at least the critters sensors in the stable, can tell us whether or not these need to run. Currently, we don't need any sage hatches. It looks like we do need some. Oh, it's just because the knot gate is not built yet. Alright, so I should not have to do anything right now. We even have this process right here. If I plug this guy in to take meat to the kitchen automatically, or the deep freezer. With the automation complete for these hatches, doing a change over here, adding more Atmos suits. And I want to move these guys over to this location here. And I also want to change this so that this is automated. I don't need nearly as much plastic and reed fiber anymore, thanks to the plethora of these guys. Just taking an inventory of how much plastic and reed fiber I have. Over 300 pieces of reed fiber, 64 tons of plastic. Starting to create two stables for the Drekos, one for the glossy and one for the regular. Gonna move these two guys over here. So bringing some water up here. I've got a liquid temporizer because we want to keep this area warm. This is where some pinch of pepper plants are going to grow. That's going to feed some Drekos. Over here, it is the berries, bristle berries that are going to grow. That needs to be in a light source, so we've got a lamp in there. If the kingdom is to grow some of this pinch of pepper plants, they're going to need a source of polluted water. So instead of treating the sewage and putting that back into use, all the sewage is going to go into these plants. We're also going to start consuming this polluted water, but at priority order, we're going to be consuming the sewage line. We've set up egg automation over here. This is for the Glossy and the Draco eggs. Starting off by relocating all the eggs that have been accumulating over here to this egg facility. After the Draco eggs have been dropped off here, this system is putting the normal eggs up here and the Glossy eggs down here. I have put in these shearing stations. They're set at low priority. I have so much reed fiber and plastic, they're not needed, but as long as they're low priority, I'm not too concerned. Starting to put in some conveyor lines so that we can get all these eggs anytime that they're laid. Anywhere within the stable, they'll automatically be taken out and stored right here. We've now got an airlock because we're going to go into this area where there's lots of slime lung. The mage has completed research on the ability to build a espresso machine and a soda fountain, both two things the king really wants right now. Not enough oxygen is making its way into the Atmos suits. It's going to be a problem if you want to expand over here. So I think we need another oxygen system. We've got 2 electrolyzers and 4 pumps. I've got a spot I'm digging out over here for another electrolyzer with an additional 2 pumps. The king comes in to inspect his new espresso and soda fountain. Only thing is, we need carbon dioxide for the soda fountain. Miller's picked up some carbon dioxide from our new canister filler. That's taken some of that carbon dioxide we've been saving up over here. The king dries out a new soda fountain. He is elated. Well, we've got a new oxygen system that's activated. 2 pumps are going, filtering. And that is sending oxygen towards the kingdom that we can use for our Atmos suits so we can explore further. We are exploring this very slimy world over here. Finding some Pacus on the way, but mostly just making room for expansion. We used to have hydrogen and carbon dioxide coming in, but I've cut that a long time ago. Looking over at the other world, that has actually caused these pipes to break because carbon dioxide is freezing in this zone. So how about we reestablish this and get this going again? Two storage areas, one for hydrogen, one for natural or carbon dioxide. I'm going to create a vacuum because I want to make sure we have just pure hydrogen and pure carbon dioxide. There we go. Continual digging in this zone, both the kingdom members and the rovers. We have our pipe restored, and now that this isn't going to be held up here, I'm expecting it not to freeze in the pipes. Instead, it's going to be making its way to the rocket. So now gas is being brought in unimpeded. Spot for hydrogen, spot for carbon dioxide. Doesn't matter if this is getting backed up. We're going to store it over here. In theory, as long as I have no anything that's not hydrogen, carbon dioxide, nothing really should be leaking. But just in case, some small piece of other gas, it'll leak out there. And lots of digging around here. We've got big plans for what we want to do over here. But we have done a lot of automation around critters. We've got these guys happy in this zone. This area is being retired, and so is this. And the hatches have egg automation, which is really nice. I think one thing I'd like to do is automate these guys, because every now and then I have to pull these eggs out, and that's kind of getting ridiculous. So that may be one of the goals tomorrow. But as any day goes, the king may also have different plans. We'll see what they are, but they're for the moment happy with their new soda fountain and an espresso machine. Oh, pinch of pepper plants. I forgot. I meant to build a fridge for those to be stored down here. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.